Today, we're going to talk about what the best CS2 external cheat is. With the rise of VAC3 actually being somewhat a threat, more and more people are looking for what's the best CS2 external cheat. Using any internal cheat on your main account is always risky since Valve can detect them at any time. So I'm actually going to talk about externals that are public, since the average newcomer isn't going to be getting access to any of the private ones. And let me tell you, there are so many private externals. The thing is, private externals aren't any safer than the public ones. They're not private for security reasons. They're private just to give the illusion of being more exclusive. It's an age-old common selling tactic that in order to make something look more appealing and epic, you have to make it harder to get. Being private in 2025 means nothing since Valve does not ever buy or target individual cheats like they used to, and they haven't done so for so many years. The only reason would be to avoid getting cracked, which, yes, is understandable if that's the reason. Anyway, none of the cheats where you need an invite or an application will be discussed or mentioned. Pellix. Pellix is so cheap that it costs only $4 a month. It costs $2 for 7 days and $1 for 1 day. So it definitely is almost free, and if you wanted to test it out, it would only cost you $1. Some people might find that odd, and I understand why. Because if you see something that's priced cheap, you assume it's bad or something. If something is expensive, you assume it must be good. That's not really the case when it comes to CS2 cheats, since the prices seem almost arbitrary and what cheats can get away with, or try to at least. Anyway, the menu has so many options, and it actually looks pretty decent. It has a cloud radar, an underrated feature that I don't understand why other cheats still lack. Also has a grenade helper that can be pretty useful for legit cheating. As for the cheat itself, the aimbot is okay, but nothing special. Kinda is just hit or miss. Sometimes I didn't feel like I had any aimbot when shooting at someone, although that seems to be a common theme with some externals. Definitely the weaker spot of the cheat. As for the trigger bot, it works as you would expect, almost never misses, and you're free to turn off your brain and hold it on corners to kill enemies the millisecond they appear. It has all the visual options you'd ever need, and more. Pellix is definitely one of the better options to choose from, with its insanely low price, B+. Distort. Distort is a new cheat that has been only around for a couple of months. It's priced at $15 a month, which for a brand new cheat without any legacy is kinda overpriced. Maybe at the start of CS2 you could get away with that, but now with the abundance of external cheats, you have to recognize the competition and consider a different price. As for the cheat itself, it might actually justify the price. It has a pretty good aim and trigger bot. The only thing that sucks is the pistol aimbot, but that seems to be almost a rule with most externals. Feature-wise, it has all the basic features, but nothing that stands out. The menu definitely looks nice and is better than most other menus. You can actually semi-rage with it, and you can beat bad cheaters that are using internal cheats like meme sense or midnight. If you want a cheat that allows you to semi-rage and cheat hard, Distort is probably the best choice. Most external cheats you can't really semi even if you wanted to. A-. Hex UI. This is the only cheat that isn't a new CS2 cheat and has been around for a very long time. It has a long lifespan, and it's only been detected 1 or 2 times, depending on who you ask. It has no menu, so you have to use the cloud settings on the website, which is cool I guess, but kinda annoying to use and not very relevant in today's day and age. It doesn't add any security, so it's kind of just there for no reason. A real menu that you could open up in game would be better and more quality of life. As for the actual cheat, it used to not even have any ESP. The most it had was just sound ESP. Now apparently it actually does have boxes, but for some reason I couldn't get it to work. Everything else worked fine, but no matter what I did, boxes wouldn't show up. Anyway, the aimbot is actually very good and strong. Probably one of the nicest aimbots I've used. And it actually feels like an internal aimbot. Triggerbot is also great, and you can hold it right next to corners and it'll shoot them instantly and almost never miss. It's a shame it doesn't have almost any other settings. If box ESP worked and it had name, weapon, and other basic visual settings, it would be a great choice. For the price it's listed at, it's not really worth it unless you really just want to have a good aim and trigger bot and play without any visuals. In my opinion, sound ESP is useless. All it tells you is that someone is nearby, but it's not directional, and CS2 is a lot more quick-paced than CSGO was, so hearing the beeps in your ear won't help you much when someone Ferrari peeks you. C+. Obstruction. Obstruction is another cheat that's been around since basically the beginning of CSGO. It has a lot of features, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to use it since it's not compatible with my Windows version, so I can't really give my opinion on it. There are, of course, plenty of other externals, but these are the more relevant ones that are public to use. If you're wondering why an external cheat you may know isn't mentioned in this video, there's probably a reason for that.